Hi everybody and welcome to the Knitting Forecast episode 8. So how is everyone? Hope everyone's doing brilliantly. We've got to jump straight in to the elephant in the room. Look what I am wearing. Oh my god. It's finished, guys. We finally finished the Fishy Sweater complete. Now, it's an FO, so we can start with FOs. That's usually the way, I think. What do I say about this? I feel like I've prepared a speech. It's not a speech, don't worry. The Fishy Sweater. It has been an ongoing project of mine. I feel like it's forever. I'd be interested to see how long it's actually taken me. Hot weather has made me pause this project a load of times, but it's finished now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you in its full glory. Where's the other fish? Can we see this fish? Back? Oh, you're seeing everything there. Yeah. So, we've got a few pops of colour, which are my absolute favourite bit of this jumper, those colourful fish. Perfect. I'm delighted with it. It's slightly cooler today. I don't know if I'll be able to keep this on all day, but it's okay for this podcast right now. I'm managing. But it is made with drops there, which it is blocked so nice. It was already like the softest thing I've ever knit with, but then blocking it. So I've done a wet block, wash block, and then left it in the sunshine, all pinned out and stuff. And it is so much softer that I didn't think we'd get much softer, but we got softer. And I'm just, oh, I absolutely love it. And it's a relatively affordable yarn, I would say, and I would use again. It does shed like hell while you're knitting. Um, but I'm hoping now that it's had a wash and stuff, that it's going to calm down a little bit. It can't shed forever, can it? Can it? Someone reassure me that it won't. Love the colours that I chose. That'll probably be in my thumbnail. Love my little pink fish. That's my little boy's favourite, the pink fish. And I don't know if you remember, but I was quite scared that I was going to lose yarn chicken, and I did lose. So I did end up having to buy, which we'll talk about in acquisitions, having to buy another colour of each blue. So the main colour and the blue contrast. And I was trying to like really save as much as I could. So I actually did like the inside of the collar orange to try and save on the main colour, because I'd done up that little detail, which only like I can see. I actually did the same on the cuffs with the pink, and I really like that because you know when I've left the sleeves really loose, when I'm having like a little sip of tea or whatever, you can just get a little flash of pink, which I really like. I bet people won't care about that, but to me it's a nice little finishing detail. So I didn't stick to the pattern completely. I have made, it's either the medium or the third size, and I have not done the same length as they have said. So how I ran out of yarn, I have no idea. It's just one of those mysteries. They went a lot longer than I would wear, so I didn't do that, and I did not stick to the same sleeves. They decreased a lot more in the sleeves, but I knew that come winter I'm going to be wearing like long sleeve t-shirts or um my thermals, because I am like a nan. I am an old lady. I own thermals. I will be wearing them under this, so I didn't need it to be tight. Bit of flop, bit of like slouchy cozy is what I'm into at the moment. So that's what I did. I only decreased twice, knowing that the rib would bring it in at the bottom a little bit, and I'm really pleased with the final shape. I will try and get some photos of me wearing it stood up because I feel like we're a bit contained here as to what you can see. I'll try and get some pictures at some point soon. And I think that's all I've got to say about how happy I am with this. Had a lot of compliments on it already. It's just so different to things you see, like a lot of, I love everyone's podcast. This is no diss to what anyone is knitting anywhere. Everything's very beige at the moment, isn't it? Like everything's beige and quite plain. And I don't know if that's just like summer knits in general. And I know I've knitted a winter garment here. But I just love a bit of colour at the minute. And it's just so nice and fluffy and cozy. And I don't know if you can see, but we've got halo going on. I've never really knitted anything with this kind of yarn. Yeah, we've got a bit of a halo. We'll link the pattern below. I'm struggling to talk just in general now. It's not just a podcast thing. It is by Hip Knit Shop. They have a fluffy yarn version and a non-fluffy yarn version, which I think must be done in like an Aran weight. I went for the fluffy, but I didn't use their suggested yarn because it was out of budget for me. So I found the drops, and as far as I know, this still doesn't have a project page on Ravelry, which is peeing me off, to be quite honest, because I want to be able to link it and I want to see others, and I've only got Instagram to go on. But I finished it now, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. But what do we think? Honest opinions. Honest opinions, open for anything. It's a drop shoulder pattern. Did not enjoy the pearl colour work around here. That is just, I feel like it's the slowest thing ever for me. I can pearl. I'm quite adequate at the pearl stitch, but when it comes to colour work, it slows me down. I don't know why. So anyway, project complete. We can tick this one off and let me know what you all think. Should we move on to the other finished object, which you didn't even see as a whip? That is how fast I have done this. If you remember last episode, I popped up a little picture of the cutest little crochet cat bed house thing, and I said I was going to make it. Well, I've made it already. And I will say before I bring this into view, because it's down here, that the cats have squashed it. They've sat on the top. So we're now no longer a perfect square. So it's made out of a IKEA cube. You know, that fit in perfectly into those Kallax cube shelving units. It's one of them. And here we are. What do we see? It's squashed at the top. It's like bowed in. But what do we think? I've gone absolutely crazy with colour. So the box itself is red. I can't tell if that's really picking up as a red. So I made sure to include some red in the crochet. So it kind of fitted in. But then I just had to look at what I've got, to be honest. So it's made in Paintbox Simply DK, which is an all acrylic. I'm no yarn snob. It's all acrylic. Acrylic definitely serves a purpose, doesn't it? The whole thing's acrylic. I had a few colours and I thought, you know what, let's use them up. In fact, the yarn's probably been around since lockdown when I went on a crochet blanket marathon, should we say? Because we all know I can only really manage a granny square. And I just love these little granny squares at the bottom that kind of hold it all together. And then I just did a few rounds of decreasing crochet to bring it all in so it stayed on. And I didn't want to do a big granny square for the bottom, so that's how I tied it all on at the bottom, and so I can simply put it off if needs be. If I want to put it in the washing machine or just if it gets destroyed or whatever, but my cats have been enjoying it. Have got little blankets that go in here. In fact, I've got one of my nan's cashmere jumpers, which she felted in the wash, so she can't wear it because it's all small and stiff. and my cat Cosmo, the orange cat, loves that thing. So I put it in here, and yeah, he's very happy. But what do we think? I am amazed at how fast I knitted it, crocheted it. Didn't stick to the pattern at all, didn't even download the pattern. I just looked at the photos, which were made of much smaller granny squares, and I thought, I get the concept of how this is made. I'm just going to go for it. And so that's what I did. I just kept measuring a granny square against a side, and then I made a few of them. Put them all together using the join as you go method. And that's it. That's all that needed to be done. And I encourage anyone to have a go at this because it's a good little stash buster. It's cute as anything when your cats get in it and they pop out, and it kind of looks like a little 1970s TV. In fact, I think I've got pictures of Cosmo in it, so I'll make sure I upload them in time for this. And so, is this the first time ever I've had 2 finished objects on one episode? I think it might be. But I think that's it for finished objects. Did you watch my Cumbrian wool gathering video that I put up the other day? Because that's where I got this mug from. Okay, let's move on. Whips. I've only got one. I only have one whip, and it's already half done because I finished off. I'm just going to go and get a sock block. Hang on. We are back with said block. I have finished one of my Colourwork Cuff Club November socks, and I just love it. I added a little bit of detail myself. So I've added this toe detail in, and I really think it adds a lot to it. I'm sure some of you wouldn't have bothered, but I like a bit of detail in my socks sometimes. Have got things to say about this, not about the pattern. The pattern's perfect. She knows, Summer Lee, by the way, she knows exactly what she's doing with socks. I don't, so it's my fault. But I'm quite enjoying knitting a larger size sock, even though I'm only a UK size 4 feet. I don't like a tight bit around my ankle at all. So a slouchy ankle has been nice, but the problem is here. So this is too baggy for me. I'm slipping and sliding round in this. But it's too late now. I'm not going back, but I think I've learnt a good lesson. And I think what I need to be doing is, as we do the, what is this, the gusset decreases here, I just need to keep decreasing till I get back down to my usual 64 stitches for the sock. Just keep decreasing a bit, or maybe decrease at a slightly more rapid. I guess like a few of them I could decrease twice. I don't know what that would look like though. Has anyone done that? The first time I did a size large was for a cable knit sock as well, which of course we all know that cable will cinch in. It's got like a almost a ribbed effect to it, so that'll be why I didn't feel this so much on those socks. So lessons have been learned, but I'm just loving my little toe details that I've added in. So I've finished one sock, and I've just finished the cuff last night of this second sock. So I'm aiming to get the colour work done pronto. So I'm desperate to cast on a new pair of socks using some acquisitions that you'll see very shortly. But what do you think? Love the colours. I used the Sheepseas Metropolis, which is my go-to for the main colour, and then that is the Drops Nords, the orangey brown colour, which has got a bit more fuzz to it. I think it's got a bit of alpaca in actually, to explain the fuzz. Love the colour combo. They're like such an autumnal, you're going on a walk kind of sock. But for me, they'll be the first pair I put on in the morning to keep cozy. And they look great with my little Birkenstocks too, actually. So they will get a lot of wear despite this extra baggage going on. I'm fully determined, and I haven't blocked them yet either, to be honest. So I could try and things usually grow. I could block them and see how it goes, but yes, this has not been blocked. So I guess watch this space. Maybe I'll have more finished for next time. So acquisitions, I obviously ordered an extra ball of each of the bluey colours here. And do you ever just get annoyed that you have to pay delivery from Wool Warehouse and then you just buy more that you don't need, just to make you feel better about getting free delivery? And you're spending more in the long run, probably. But I did buy more. And I actually bought 4 balls of the Creative Make It Tweed. Has anyone seen this before? I think it was a bit popular a while ago and it's kind of like gone off radar again. I was so intrigued and I love a bit of tweed, me. So I thought, do you know what? Let's just get some of that. So I got enough to, if I want to do like a full garment, could. And I had a little swatch of it to see exactly like what happens when it's held together with something. How much does it grow? What does it look like? And so I had some grey something or other knocking round. And so I did grey on its own. And then I added it in to hold 2 strands together for the rest of the swatch. Don't love it with the grey, I'm going to be honest. But imagine if I did it with like a yellow or a green or something a bit different. Yeah, I'm not loving it with the grey. It has expanded. It might be hard to tell, but it definitely does grow in width, particularly. So in stitches rather than rows, I think they would say, wouldn't they? Isn't it interesting? So I'm picturing now, I've dropped it, like maybe like a nice mustard yellow cardigan or something with this held in it. Might just look adorable. I wasn't really sure how much of the string would show, or if just the lumpy bumpy bits would show. But it does. The string does show quite a bit. I'm trying to see what it's made from. We've got viscose acrylic and polyamide. So it'll wash perfectly, I'm sure. No problems there. It definitely feels more cottony than woolly. So not that soft, but it'll definitely be strong. So that's an acquisition that I've got. So I've got 4 balls of that. Oh, meterage, 445 meters per 50 grams. Decent amount. The next thing is a bit more exciting. It's the first time I have ever ordered anything from Hobbii. Are we saying Hobbii or are we saying Hobbii? I'm going to go Hobbii. Don't know why. I know I'm rustling, I'm sorry. But yes, my first ever Hobbii order. I was watching Amora. I'll link her YouTube below. She does like tours of yarn shops and festival shows that she goes to, and it's quite addictive to watch actually. And she's just quite a funny person in general. And she actually went to the Hobie store somewhere. Was it somewhere Netherlands? I should have written it down. I haven't. Anyway, she went and it made me feel a bit more confident about ordering from their online store. And I don't know why. I always felt, not that it wasn't real, that's a weird thing to say. More, I didn't know if I was buying something a bit teamy-y. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't know if it's just the way they come across or how it's advertised to me. It just makes it seem a bit like something's not quite real about it. But it is because it's a real life store, and I made an order, not a big one, but let me show you what I did get. So I've just noticed there's a sweet in the package as well. I didn't notice that at the time. I ordered some summer sock yarn that was on sale for £2 something a ball. So I'm making a pair of socks here for less than £5. Less than £5. So lately, I mean, I like to wear my socks all year, but lately, even I've been thinking, oh gosh, it's too hot. Too hot to be wearing these. These are a self-stripe and were made from cotton, polyamide, and polyester. Yeah, sock size needles. And you know what? I wasn't expecting this to feel so soft. I was expecting more of a stiffer cotton. I thought for less than a fiver, I've got to have a go at this. And it's going to be really nice. I can already tell. It's going to be so soft. And that you can probably wash them really well. There's a cat that got in the bed. The cat's just got in his little bed. I don't know if I can lift it up with him in. Can you see him? Say hello. Hi guys. Okay, gosh, I'm hot from lifting him. Back to the yarn. So I've got 2 balls in this shade. And then 2 for the same price, same sale price in this shade. So greens and browns. And I don't know if anyone likes computer games, but this is giving the biggest Zelda vibes. Because Link and Zelda wears green, brown boots, green little outfit. So yeah, I've looked these up on Ravelry and people are getting like a full pair of socks plus a bit extra because they're just 50 gram skeins. So I'm excited to get going because they're self-striping. They will just be vanilla socks, I'm sure. But for summer socks, isn't that great? Hopefully just I won't boil in them, but I just really like to wear something hand knit. What's the point in making your own things if you're not going to wear them all the time? But yeah, summer socks. So hopefully I'll have at least cast some on for the next episode. But I'm excited. I don't know which colour I'll use. I feel like my husband would love a pair in this, but I think I might want them for myself. So interested to see how it stripes up, how it feels on. I know it's going to feel good. I haven't got. So this is colourway 03. And the greenish brown one is colourway 06. Now they did have other colours. I was just drawn to these two the most. So yeah, watch this space. First ever Hobbii order. So far so good, and I did get something else. It's not yarn. It's all fell on the floor, which is why I'm bending down all the time. It's not yarn. It's gonna rustle, and it is obnoxiously large zips. Aren't these funny? So I think these were on sale. They had like a summer sale. I'm going to get one out. I'll mute. There, hopefully the rustling won't happen now. These are like, I feel like I'm a kid learning how to use a zip. And that's no bad thing. But aren't these great? So these didn't cost much. These were like, what, £1 something each, and zips aren't that cheap anymore. I didn't know how chunky the pulley was going to be. I thought I'm risking it. And I think it pushed me over to get free postage too, I'm not sure. So we've got a pink one and a blue one. And I just think they're the funniest thing. But what will I use them for? I hear you all crying out. What will I use them for? Would be funny as like the front of a cardigan. I feel like I might look a bit like a clown. She isn't always bad, but it's just not my how I want to present myself is not as a clown. And so while I was at the Cumbrian Wool Show at the weekend, there were so many absolutely gorgeous project bags and so much work goes into them, and they're all like perfectly sewn, which explains the price. Loads of them are just out of my budget again. And for good reason. I mean, I'm not saying they should be cheap by any means. Someone's hand sewn all these. But I thought maybe I'll make some myself. And with that in mind, I was in a charity. I'm popping this down now. I was in a charity shop one day this week, and I came across lots of these. Now, I'm not sure if these are napkins or placemats, to be honest, but there was 6 or 8, I think, a pack of 8 for £2. And I thought that these were just beautiful. And they're already like a good size. And I could just like sew them together without having to do any cutting and make some project bags. Now, I'm not saying I'd use these chunky zips on them. Not really sure it's the same kinds of feeling. But could easily do a drawstring or just get like a little yellow zip would be cute, wouldn't it? So they feel like there's no labels on these, but I feel like they're linen. But this is a plan I've got anyway to make some project bags because I do feel like I don't have enough, and I've got cats, so I need everything to be kept away from cats. Zipped up whenever I leave the house. So, could even do little half-size ones for some socks and things. Also really wanted to have a go at quilting this year. So I think 6 of these together would make a gorgeous little size quilt, like a little lap size quilt. So who knows what these will end up being, but I've given my sewing machine a good old clean. I've got an ancient sewing machine. It was passed on to me from my nan's next door neighbour, like, gosh, 20 years ago, and I need to touch wood now, but it's doing so well, and I do give it a good clean out now and then, and I've done that ready to have a go at something because I haven't touched it for a really long time. But I'm gonna try this. This is big enough, I feel, for me to do like a boxed bottom, and then just up the sides. Because the patterns, isn't it lovely? Colours good, pattern good, already cut out, good. Really pleased at finding them, and what a bargain as well. £2 for the whole pack. I have given them a wash, 2 of them. I've got some stains on, which I'm going to try like some special stain remover techniques and give them another wash. But if I'm keeping it for myself, I'm only so bothered about that. And I think that's everything for today, you know. Obviously, the main thing for the show, the centre of my universe at the moment, this jumper. I'm showing everyone. Took it to work and everything to show everyone. So I'm so pleased with it. I hope it'll be like a real big staple in my wardrobe for the cold weather. Time will tell. And I just don't know what, apart from socks, I don't know what my next project plans are, which is kind of exciting, kind of daunting, because I do like to have big things on the go. At least I've got socks. Nothing wrong with socks. So I don't know when I'll be back, hopefully a couple of weeks, and we'll see if I've made any progress on anything. Who knows? But don't forget to give my Cumbrian Wool Show video a little watch. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope everyone's having a nice summer so far, and I'll catch you soon.